Hey, welcome, yes, to another Fateful Talks with Tor. Today we'll be talking about self-sabotage, right? As we're on that growth mindset, we want to see the ball rolling forward. We want to be able to definitely deal with some of these mindsets that are holding us back as a people. One of the things that holds you back is self-sabotage, right? Self-sabotage can go from anywhere of negative self-talk, overthinking, excessive procrastination. Let's hit on all three of them. Okay, let's start with procrastination. Procrastination is usually when you have something that you know you need to do. It's important, it's vital, it's something that you don't want to wait on. And you can't wait on. And waiting on it means that it may never even get done, right? So let's say you have a bucket list. You excited about your bucket list? Yes. You want to do the skydiving. You like, okay, I'm going to do this. This is my goal. This is my dream. This will make me feel totally complete. Yet, you find that you won't do it. You find every other reason to not do something that will make you feel fulfilled. That is procrastination. It's one thing to have genuine fear, but at some point you have to begin to move forward so you can be able to attain your goals. And if your goal is to skydive, honey, it needs to get done. It's a need. You have to do it because it's something that will make you feel better. It's something that will make you feel more complete. And so that's how we nourish our soul. It's doing those things that makes us feel happy, glad, makes us feel joyous, makes us feel like, wow, I did something that made me happy. I did something that made me excited, something that I wasn't expecting to do, but I did it. I pushed away that self-sabotaging mindset and thought process, and I said, I'm going to get it done. And I did it. And that's the kind of thing, it's rewarding. It's rewarding when you move procrastination to the side and you do your goals and you attain those dreams and those goals. You like, wow, I did that. I did it just for myself. Self-love is very important. What is the greatest command, you guys? Come on. To love God with all your heart, all your mind, all your soul, all your strength. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. If you loving yourself correctly, you're going to be meeting those needs that you feel in the deepest part of your heart that you want for yourself, right? Which is what? To do those things that make you happy, glad. Stop turning away from those things that make you happy and begin to dial into them, right? So we dealt with procrastination. Let's go to the next thing. Self-talk, being negative. Negative self-talk. Those thoughts about what you can't do and what you won't do and how it won't work for you. Do you find that you have those ruminating thoughts very often? Well, that's something to challenge. It's not something to hold on to and let it become your identity. No, you have to refute, you have to rebuke, and you have to hold on to what you know is true to you. And so in your identity of who you are, you have to take an assessment sometimes, right? Because it's one thing to have a genuine negative quality that you are characteristic that you want to change. And you're like, no, we got to roll it back. You know, like Walmart and them do those rollback sales. You know what I mean? You like, where the rollback? Okay, But yeah, in all seriousness though, like that rollback, and you're like, okay, is this negative thought something genuinely true? Is this something that really does need to be worked out in your life? Versus it just being a negative thought. So let's challenge them. How could we tell between the two? Okay, one thought that is saying, maybe you are not the best at riding a bike. Right? And you really have not practiced. You really are not one of the best at riding a bike. Versus you have rode a bike before, you know how to ride, you're excelling in that. And so the negative thoughts are coming about that. You're like, no, that's just not true. Because I'm equipped. I'm aware. I know how to, ride a bike. I know how to. So we have to know when it's truly an area that we can improve versus just negative critical thinking. And so that's where it's at. You have to determine between the two. Is this true or is it false? Is it a fact or is it a myth? Okay? Some of this stuff is myths, and we got to challenge those myths. Okay? Another example of a self-sabotaging behavior is overthinking. Overthinking. You making plans, you want to do something, don't overthink it. Go ahead for it. Pray about it. Be encouraged, be excited, be safe. You know what I mean? But to just continuously think of all the reasons to why you shouldn't, why you couldn't, it won't help you. It'll just make you feel more discouraged than not. And in that discouragement, you may never get it done. And so when things matter to you, you want to hold on to those things. You don't want to take things that matter to you and just put it to the side and be frivolous with it. You know what I mean? You're excited about this new career and you're trailblazing and you're an accountant or whatever it is that you do, whatever it is in your heart, right? This opportunity is available to you. You've aced it. You're doing well in it. You're excelling. And then here comes the little negative thoughts. And what does it come tell you? You know what? I don't know if you can do it. I don't know if it will work. You remember what happened last time? No. I challenge that. I challenge what happened last time. And to be honest, sometimes things don't work out because it's just not for you. But when it's for you, it's for you. And you hold on to it. And you have to begin to understand what self-sabotaging is. How would you be able to refute something that you don't really understand of what it is? Okay, another self-sabotaging that comes out of those main three that we went over is unhealthy coping mechanisms. What's an example? Binge eating. You're going through, you're hurting, you're in a breakup. Like, oh no, it's time to feel better. So what you do? You get up and you go get all the snacky snacks and all the sweetie sweets and all those things. And you like, trying to drown away the pain. And what does it do? It just makes you feel worse after because you feel guilty. Because you're like, why did I do that? Why did I allow myself to go down this rabbit hole? So what you do is you begin to challenge yourself. You know what? No. Getting something sweet is not going to help change the situation. But going for a walk will help me feel better. You see? You replace that negative self-sabotaging mechanism and you replace it with something that works well for you. Because a walk ain't gonna hurt you. So you going through a breakup, you hurt, you sad, and you get up and go for a walk. Do you know how much better you would feel? Maybe you don't get up and go like immediately after, right? You break up initially and like you jump up and go put on your sweats. No, lay down, relax, you know what I mean? Really think about some things and make some adjustments. And then maybe within a couple of days, you can get up and just take a walk. And so what you're doing is, it's called replacement. Replacement. Clock it. Replacement. You are replacing that negative for that of a positive. And so by replacing that negative for a positive, you are challenging yourself to be a better version of yourself. And you can never go wrong with being the best version of yourself. You can always go right by standing for yourself. And so that's what it all comes down to. That's the foundation of it all. The foundation of it all is to stand for self, right? But the good words in a good way. And so when self-sabotaging comes to you, you have to begin to think about it. Is this thought something that's going to help me? Or is this thought something that's going to hurt you? And so as you begin to dialogue and you begin to think about all these things, you're like, oh, wait, that's not helpful at all. It is not helpful to ignore self-care. That's another self-sabotage, right? You know what self-care is. You know what it means to get up, get clean, put yourself together, but yet you find yourself on the opposite end. You have turned on yourself. You don't want to get dressed. You don't want to do more for yourself because in all intents and purposes, you just don't feel good. And so you may not feel like you want to go to the glam shop, but hey, just put on some clean clothes, throw on some clean socks, You know what I mean? Make your way to brush your teeth, clean up a little bit. And so eventually, as you build upon, you'll begin to feel better. But at any rate, we went over different coping mechanisms and beneficial replacements versus self-sabotaging behavior. Again, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. With Fateful Talks with Tor, we are going to continue to grow. Yes, we are on the growth mindset. It's important. It's important. Mental health definitely does matter. You guys have a wonderful day.